about the HANA licensing part. HANA licensing part here, right? So HANA license is the proprietary commercial license. It's not the free software. Means free means it's not the open source softwares which is available in the source sites. It's a proprietary commercial softwares here, right? So SAP HANA database supports there are the two kinds of licenses here. Two licenses. There are the two types of licenses here. One is the temporary license here. Temporary license. The second one is called the permanent license here. Permanent license. So temporary license means here when you when you install the a temporary license, this license key automatically installed when you do the HANA installation here. A temporary license key is installed that will be valid 90 days only. That will be valid in 90 days only. During this period, you need to request install the permanent license keys. Okay, permanent license keys you have to install it here. Normally, this we will call it as the temporary, right? So license keys can be installed for system databases or for single tenant databases. We can install it here. So if you install the global licenses for the system database, that will be applicable for the tenant database also here. But a license is installed specific to the tenant database. That is only tenant database only here. If you remove the tenant specific key, then tenant database revert to the global specific installed on the specific system database here. So better if you apply to the system database, it will be applicable for the remaining tenants also here, right? So where can we check and where can we apply the tenant database means in the HANA Studio level, in the system DB, we can check the HANA Studio level, system DB, right click and properties. Here we can check the license part here. See, temporary license is installed, which is default 90 days license period here, right? Then here we can just click on the install the new license key, then get the license key from the license key from the service marketplace. So then we can apply the license here. Like that, we have to apply the license here. If you apply here, that will be applicable for the all the tenants here. If you apply for the tenant, then that is only applicable for the only tenant also here. Tenant also specifically you can apply it here, right? So, but because we apply to the system database, tenant also we will get applied here, right? So that is the temporary license 90 days only here. But what if the 90 days is over? Your system will be locked for the operations. Your HANA system, HANA DB will be locked for the operations here, right? That is the locked means it will not allow any other data. It will not allow any new connections and you will not able to log in. That is called the license here, right? So then immediately you need to apply the permanent license keys here. So the permanent license keys before the permanent license keys, so which is like a permanently before the expiration date. You can set like permanently, or you can set the some expiration date years, 10 years, 11 years, something like that here, right? They are these are the permanent keys here, right? Before the permanent keys expires, you can request apply the new permanent key, right? So like that, you can apply it here. In case of permanent means lifelong, it will be there. Some people they will mention permanent keys like a some years up to 10 years, up to 11 years only they will mention during the license creation time. During the license creation time, they will mention the only few specific date they will mention here, right? That is the license keys here, right? In case of permanent license key also expired here. Then in case of permanent license key is also expired, then again the temporary license will be applied that will be valid 28 days only. It will be valid during this time. You can request and install the new permanent license keys. You have to install it here. You can request the permanent license keys in the service marketplace. There we can provide that predefined expiration date when you want to expire this one. Years, something like that here, right? In that years completed, then again the temporary license will be applied for 28 days. You will get this 28 days, you can get it out here, right? So in the permanent license key also, there are the types of permanent license keys here. There are the two types of permanent license keys here. Permanent license keys here. So one is like a enforced. One is like a enforced here. One forced license keys here. The second one is like a unenforced, enforced and unenforced license keys here. Okay. So enforced and unenforced license keys here. So what is meant by enforced here? Right? So if an enforced and unenforced here. Right? So enforced means the limited here. Like normally, HANA license is depends upon the main memory, how much memory you want to use it. The memory is depending upon the main memory here. How much you want to use it, you can use that much of memory here. That we will call as the HANA main memory here, limited memory. Okay, so that is the main memory here. So unenforced means unlimited. Just remember unlimited here. There is no limitations here. Limitation to use the main memory. This is the enforced means there is a limitations to use the main memory here. Right? So there are the two types of permanent license keys for the HANA. One is the unenforced and enforced here. If the unenforced license key is installed, the operations of the HANA database is not affected if the memory consumption exceeds the licensed amount of memory. However, the enforced license keys is installed, the system is locked down when the memory consumption of the HANA exceeds the license memory limit. Right? That is the advantage of the so enforced and unenforced here. Example, suppose HANA license is based upon the main memory here, right? This is the your HANA memory, right? So this is your HANA system. This is the here you installed on the so 1 TB RAM memory here, 1 TB, 1 TB RAM. This is the RAM memory here, right? So 1 TB. So okay, 1 TB RAM memory here, right? So you purchased a license only for 900 GB only. Okay, based upon the GB, based upon the quantity, you need to purchase it out. Okay, you purchased it. So remaining you have not purchased, even though you have the 1 TB, you have not purchased the license here. Okay, what will happen here? HANA will start using the so zero starts with the zero, right? Then whatever the data is coming, then you have the license still it is using. Then when the your licensed memory 900 GB only you purchased from SAP, right? Then it will it will reach the licensed memory limit. Then HANA system will be locked from the operations. HANA system will be locked from the operations. Why? Because your licensed limit is 900 GB. Your memory usage is the 900 GB. Then HANA will not accept any connections. Then this will go down here. This will go break down here. This is what it will happen in the systems here. Okay, that is what it will happen in the systems here, right? So that is the main important thing here. Okay, so that is the one of the important thing. This is the enforced license keys. This is the enforced license keys here. In case of unenforced, then there is no lockage of there is no, even though the limit is over, then it won't lock down. It won't lock down. Another database will not be locked for the operations. You can use it. Why? Because it's a unlimited pack. It's a limited pack here. Just to take example, this is a prepaid. This is a postpaid mobile recharge here. Prepaid means earlier we have the coupons, right? Recharge coupons here. 50 rupees, 70 rupees, 100 rupees recharge coupons, right? Earlier. So in this recharge coupons earlier, so what we are getting here, suppose example, in the recharge coupons here, so in that recharge coupon, suppose like if you purchase the 100 rupees, now suppose like you get the 90 rupees. Means you are limited to use only 90 days only. You can use only 90 days. Then there 90 rupees you can use it here. That 90 days completed, your calls will be disconnected, right? That is called the enforced. Unlimited means postpaid. Postpaid means you can use it. Month end you will get the bill, you can use it. Unlimited, you can use it. There is no there is no breakdown. There is nothing. Nothing will be affected, right? Well, because it's an unlimited one here. So that's why we have the limited and unlimited charges we have here in the market. Okay. Similarly, here also we have the limited means enforced and unenforced here. Okay. This is the licensing model we have in the HANA database level here, right? Enforced means whatever the limitations you have, you can use it. Unenforced means you don't have any limitations. Up to how much memory you have, you can use it freely. There is no lock will occur. There is no locking. There is no shutdown of the database. Nothing here, right? So that is the license keys for databases here, right? So individual tenanted database. Normally, if you apply to the system DB, tenanted database also will be applied. If you want to apply only specific to the tenanted database, if you apply the specific to tenanted database, that is fine. But tenanted database will not be applied. So better everybody normally will go for apply to the system database. So in the system DB, if you click on the install the tenanted install the here, then automatically it will be applied to the others also here, right? Other tenants, how many tenants you have, all the tenants that will be applicable here. Okay, that is the main important thing here. Okay, this is the HANA license keys here. Then the next one of the important concept is called the HANA delta merge and save point interval here. SAP HANA delta merge and save point interval. Save point. So what is mean by HANA delta merge save point interval here, right? So delta merge. So merging means copying the data, merge the data, right? Normal, that is the words here. So this is the one of the important concept, backbone concept for the HANA database here. So if you understand this concept, then you can come to know what exactly happening with the HANA database level here, right? What exactly happening with the HANA database level, right? So normally HANA, the main memory is divided into the two main areas here, right? Two main areas. One is the ANA main memory. Normally, data will be ANA data storing into the main memory only, and means RAM memory only. So that RAM memory, instead of disks, HANA storing the data in main memory. Means in the main memory itself, we have the tables, data, everything is available. So the main memory is divided into the two storage areas here. One is the delta storage, second one is called the main storage here. So suppose example, this is the main memory. The main memory is divided into the two storage areas here. One is the delta storage and second one is the main storage here. So in the delta main storage, all the main storage operations, the tables, the data, the valid data, changed SQL data, So the valuable data, all the data is available in the main storage level here, right? All the tables, valid data, it will be there. So normally, so normally, if any transaction or any query or anything is executing, first the transaction will come and will be executed in the delta storage level here, right? The transaction will be executed at delta storage level here. So every table we have the delta storage and main storage. Every transaction first it will be executed in the delta storage level here. In the delta storage level, in the delta storage level, it's only temporary only. Temporarily it will be executed here. Why? Because this transaction directly will not execute in the main storage level. Why? Because main storage operations are very costly. Here already the changed data already there. If the statement if directly execute here, so it will affect, it will corrupt the other data as well. So to avoid this kind of things here, so SAP introduced the delta storage concept and main storage concept here. So in the delta storage, all the SQL queries and everything will be executed here, all the data. Then once the transaction is committed here, once the transaction is committed. So if the transaction is committed, if so the transaction is committed, the transaction is committed here, what will happen here? The data will be moved to the main storage level here, right? But because directly it will not executed in the main storage level. If the transaction is committed, means completed in our language. So the transaction is completed. So here the why? Because the delta storage is the read plus write plus the compression mechanism will be optimized here. But main storage only read plus the compression factor will be applied. Here, the compression factor means the 10x compression factor. So whatever the data is coming into the storage level, that will be compressed here. Suppose if you see, if there is a folder in your desktop, if you zip that folder, what will happen? If you unzip this one, then this will be more size. If the data is compressed here, then it will be in the less size. That's why whenever the data storing into the HANA database level, the data will be compressed here, right? So that the value, the memory, the usage value will be reduced here. The license limitation is also reduced here. That is the one of the advantage in the database level here, right? So the data, whenever the data is coming to the database level, it will be so read optimized and it will write it. It will be compressed. If the transaction is committed here, then the committed data will move to the main storage level here, right? Once the data moved to the main storage level, and also we have the operating system level, we have the operating system level here. So we have the folders are called the in the not only main memory level, we have the OS level file systems also we have slash HANA data slash HANA log folders we have during the installation time. So what is the exactly here means whenever the data stored into the main storage level, same one copy of data will be stored into the data folder level. One copy of data storing into the data folder level here, right? So that we will call it as the every 5 minutes once during the save point. During the save point, so every 5 minutes once, the data will be stored into the every save point. Every 5 minutes once, the data will be saved into the slash and data slash and log folder level here, right? That we will call it as the save point interval. Delta merge means so data committed data moving the committed data from the delta storage to main storage is called the delta merge. After the delta merge, so every 5 minutes once the data will be saved into the so data folder level. Means committed data, the actual data one copy of data storing into the main memory level 2 and data folder level. This will be automatic. Sir, why, sir? Already there is a data already storing here. Why again storing into the data folder means this is the main memory. The main memory operations are all are the main memory. RAM is like a volatile memory. It's a temporary memory only here, right? It's a volatile memory, the temporary memory only here. Temporary memory only. Volatile memory and a temporary memory only here. In this temporary memory, only temporary data, temporarily it will be stored until you do the restarts, right? When you do the restart of the HANA database, all the data will be gone from the main memory level, right? So then, where it will be again pick up when you start the HANA database means data folder level. That's why after every 5 minutes, once the save point will happen, then 5 minutes data will be there in the data folder level at operating system level. So the actual data resides here in the data folder level, one copy of data here, one copy of data into the storage level as well here. In case of something wrong here, data will be reloaded again. Something data will be reloaded from the data folder to again main memory level. The data will be reloaded here, right? The reloading the data here. Loading the reloading the data here, right? As part of the save control, data will come to from main memory to here. In case of something wrong here, the HANA database is corrupted or stopped status means when you stop and start the HANA database, while starting, the data will be loaded from the data folder to main memory here, right? This procedure is called the delta merge and save point interval here, right? So whenever you're, suppose example, you are booking a ticket, you are booking one ticket here, right? So the ticket, while you start the ticket, right? You have opened the some red bus or make my trip, right? So you have opened the red bus or make my trip here. So then what you have done it here, then you are trying to book the one ticket here. Okay. Now you are opening the sheet, right? You are booking the flight ticket, right? So then you are selected that selected the ticket, right? Then go to the book now. Okay. So then until you complete all the transactions and providing all the details here, right? Providing all the details and everything here, you are providing all the details. So all things starting of the ticket to until your transaction completed, right? So providing all the details and everything until you complete the transaction, everything will be executed in the delta storage level only. So once the transaction is completed, your transaction is successfully completed means your payment is done. Then your payment is done here. Then the committed data will be moved to the main storage level. The committed data only will be moved. You are waiting here, how much time you are checking here, that all those things will be in the here itself only, all those things in the here itself only here, right? So then delta storage level only here. Once the transaction is committed, then your committed data will be moved from the here to here. Then after 5 minutes again same data will be moved to the data folder level here, right? That is what it will happen in the systems here, right? So that is the one of the important thing here, right? Suppose example, if you see here in the HANA database level, so HANA database level, so ours is the HDB, right? HDB area, then on HDB. They are the tenants also created by our guys. You see now 3-Z memory usage is the 13 GB now. Okay, 13 GB it is using here, right? 13 GB. right? Memory usage means in the main memory level, you have the data, 13 GB data got storage in the RAM memory level here, right? So what you are going to do, you are going to stop the HANA database HDB stop, right? So why it is taking some time immediately, it is not stopping means, so whatever the data is there in the main memory level, all the data before stopping, it will write into the data folder level. For safer side, the save point will happen. It will, in the form of save point, it will write the data into the data folder level, right? See here, it's done. So now you check the main memory.
Sir, excuse
Yes,
sir, I think your screen is not visible.
not visible
Yeah.
for everybody.
No, visible.
It's
Yeah,
visible.
it's visible, sir. Maybe it's a
Let
network
me
issue from his
disconnect.
side. No, no, your screen is visible, sir.
Yeah, I just disconnected and connected again.
Ah, yeah. Now it's visible, sir.
Okay. Okay. So now, sorry, before stopping, the memory usage is like a 13 GB used here. So now I stopped the HANA database here. Now I am checking the HANA status here. Now it's reached to the 5 GB, which means whatever the data is there in the main memory level, all the data is gone, right? All the data is gone now here. Then in this way, what happened here? So whatever the data is there in the main memory level, so 13 GB, all the data got deleted in the main memory level here, right? You can see all the data got deleted. So now, if I start HANA database here, if I start HANA database here, so I need to drop few databases here. Wow. Because some people created the tenants, new tenants. Not required. Okay. So here, so now again, I'm starting the HANA database using the HDB start here. So what is happening here? Why it is taking time immediately not starting here? See, it's taking time. Why? Because data again reloading to the from data folder to main memory level, right? So while reloading the data here, there is a, so priority wise data will be loaded here. First, HANA row store tables will be loaded. Row store, store, row store tables data will be loaded here. Then secondary indexes will be created. Then third one, so column store tables. This we will call it as the business tables here, right? Business tables data will be loaded. Then then so roll forward, then roll back. Roll back will happen here. So what exactly it happens in the when you are starting the HANA database? These 5 actions will be happens in the database level here. These 5 actions will be happen. Now it is started, right? Now when you execute the -g here, so again it started using the memory. 10 GB we got it, right? So 10 GB. So which means what happened here? Before stopping 5 GB, now 10 GB, which means almost 5 GB data got loaded to the main memory. How it got loaded means, so whatever the data it is there, all the data it's loaded as part of here. Again, when you're starting the HANA database, first second row store tables data, system internal tables data will be loaded here. Then secondary indexes will be created here. Okay, secondary indexes here, right? Then so then column store tables data, business data, right? These tables will be loaded. Then roll forward. Roll forward means, so when you are stopping the HANA database here, the transaction which is committed but not saved into the data folder level, the transaction will go forward and will be saved into the data folder level here. Rollback means the transaction which is not completed, so then that will be go back to the previous status here, which means what will happen when you are booking the ticket, make my trip here. So you are doing all kind of stuff and everything here. So then what you are doing here, your transaction when you are ticking, when you are doing the ticket booking, your transaction is completed, then you will get the, maybe immediately you got the error saying that service is not reachable, service is not available, then something like that you will get it out. Because of that, what is happening here? So some service is down during the transaction confirmation here. Then in this case, what you have to do, you have to, in this case, what we have to do it here. So uh, automatically the system will roll forward, will revert that, will go forward and will commit, will book the ticket here, right? Sometimes what happens, you completed the transaction, but amount is deducted, but ticket is not booked here, but the transactions will go forward, roll back, and your amount will be credited back to the some working days here. That's what it will happen in the system. Sometimes what happens, you are in the middle of the transaction, maybe due to your laptop or if you shutdown or some server issue, what will happen? So the transaction is committed when you are booking the, when you are giving the confirmation back to the ticket booking time, your session got disconnected or you refreshed it out. That's why people will tell you when you are, once the payment is complete, they will tell you don't refresh or don't close the browser session, something like that. They will put the some message here. So which means you have to wait. So some suppose like unfortunately due to the power issue or the network issue, it is gone. Then what will happen? So if the transaction is completely done, then you have not received any feedback, then immediately the transaction will go forward and will book the commit the transaction here. That we will call it as the roll forward and roll back statements here, right? So these 5 actions will be happen when you are starting the HANA database. That's why it will take time to start the HANA database here. It will take time to start the HANA database here, right? That is the one important thing here, right? So this is the in the main memory OS level, we can see the usage and everything here, usage and everything we can see it here, right? That is the one of the important thing here, right? So database. So now, so okay, sir, where can we see these logs as a roll forward, save point, what's happening and everything means in the operating system level. So there is a the operating system level we can see it. Otherwise, in the operating system level we can see it. Otherwise, the diagnostic files there also we can check the these log files here, right? Diagnostic files we can look at out the, so we can check the all the information and everything here, right? If you go to the diagnostic files here, so suppose example diagnostic files here, if you go to the index server trace file here, in the index server trace file, so you can see the save point interval timings here. When is the save point occurred? So last save point occurred on the 9:15, 9:05, right? So then before the save point occurs on the tables reloaded, tables reload, tables reload, tables reload. Why? Because we stopped the system, we started here, right? So see, reloading the column store tables, finished the reloading. And so reloading, everything is happened here. All those things we can see it here, right? So it means all the logs, all the activities, we can see all the information here. So now save point happened at the 9:05. right? Then 05, the save point happened here, right? Save point. This is the save point, current save point version. It is happened in the 905. In the next few minutes here, next to 905 only. Next 5 minutes means in the next 3 minutes, one more save point will happen. One more save point will happen. Why? Because 9.5 only, 9.7 current timings. So then, 9.10, 5 minutes, one more save point will happen. So remember this one. So one more, save point will happen at here. We can see it in the log files level here. Because it's an index server, all the data reloads, the tables will be in the index server only. So here we can see the all the information here, right? That is the main important thing here, right? Index server log files and everything, anything we can see the information here, right? Executed SQL statements, index server log files, so all those things. If we go to the 10 system DB, remaining process, that log files will be there here, right? So that is the important thing here, right? So now 2 more minutes. Then immediately the save point will happen here. The save point will happen here. Exactly. So 9:5:56, right? So then 9:10:56, the time the new save point will happen here. So which means whatever the data, every 5 minutes once, whatever the data is there here, all the data will be reloaded to the data folder level, save point paper side. It will be reloaded to the save point level here. Mm, 10, 36, 31, 43, 45, 57, 59. Okay, so 59. So if you see now here, right? See, so 9.5 save point occurred. Again 9.10. So 19.9.10 here, one more save point happened here, right? So exactly same time the save point will occur here. Okay, this is the save point interval. So during the save points, what will happen? Whatever the data is there in the main memory, all the data will be reloaded to the main memory level here. That is the save point interval here. Okay, so this way we can see the log files here. Log files, we can check it out and we can see it here, right? So that is the save point and delta merge operations here. Okay, so licenses. Next one is the sir, log files. Where can I check at operating system level, OS level log files checking here, right? So here, whenever SAP HANA OS level file systems here, HANA the OS level file systems. Whenever you do the HANA installation, OS level, there is a folders will be created. Same as like SAP, USR, SAP, SID, whatever the SID you keep it, that SID. Then, so HD, SID, under the SID again, you will get the file systems called the sys, right? Then HDB instance number, then home directory here. This is the home folder, nothing will be there. But under the sys will be again folders will be created here, right? Sys exe HANA executable files, sys profile HANA profile directory, then sys global directory also we will get it out here. So in the global directory is very important. Profile directory, HANA related profiles, executable directory, HANA related binary files and everything here, right? So if you want to see here, so you can see CD, USR, SAP, right? In this way, we can find out how many SIDs are installed here, right? Under the SID, you have many SIDs are there here, right? HDD, PRA, KK, MTSN, all are there, but all are there here, right? So then, suppose like ours is the HDB. Go to the HDB here, ls-ltr, you can see sys HDB and home directory, right? Under the sys, what will be there here? So if you go to the sys folder here, again, sys profile, global directory, exe directory here. So exe means executable directory, all the kernel file, unrelated binaries and everything here. This is the one of the important folder. Don't touch these folders. Why? Because it's a binaries folder. Kernel binaries and important folders here, right? You should not touch these folders here. Okay. So then global directory. And this here important thing is under the global directory here. So some of the security settings here in the global directory. What will be there here? So security settings, some of the HANA security settings and .ini files here. Sir, so here HANA Studio level, we will change the profile parameters and everything you mentioned fine. But sir, database is down. Or I want to change the operating system level, all the configuration related files, I want to change it here. Where can I change it? Means CD, HDB, custom, config. Remember this part, definitely they may ask you during the interview point of time here. Here name server data, NA, global data, NA, DI server, so web dispatcher, index server data, NA, and tenant specific. You can go to the tenant specific, and tenant specific folders are there here, right? So tenant specific folders are there here, right? Index server and access engine here, right? So in this folder, USR, SAP, SID, sys, global, HDB, custom config. In this folder, we have the INA files. So system INA files here. So one more way in the HANA Studio level configuration, here we can do the changes about the parameters and the one more method in case of HANA Studio not available or system is down, that time HANA Studio is not available, that time we can use to this procedure to connect to the here. That's why it's very, very important thing here, right? So then dot slash means go back. CD dot// means go back to the one folder level. CD HDB, right? HDB level under the sys we have these folders here. Okay. So then next one is the HDB instance number here. In the HDB instance number we have the work directory. Is not much important. There is a log directory. This is also not important. So there is a some other folders files also available here. But very, very important directory is like a trace directory here. Here we have the work directory, exe directory also available here, HDB exe also available here, right? So work directory and HDB exe directory here. Then the main important thing is here, which is like HDB instance number, then your host name. So your host name, whatever the host name, the host name, there is a folder will be created. Suppose example, KPS4 HANA. Inside of the folder here, inside of the KPS4 HANA, you have the trace directory, you have the backup directory, you have the log directory, you have the inside of the KPS4 HANA, you have the log directory, dispatcher related, sec directory, work directory, log directories, and finally trace directory. This is what we are looking for here, right? Trace directory here. In the side of the trace directory, you have the log files here. Sir, similar log files I seen in the HANA Studio level, so in the diagnostic files, right, sir? Yes. Similar log files also we can see it here. So there is an alternative way. In case of in the diagnostic files, we can see the log files of the each and every process we can see. So Studio is not available, then how can I validate? Means OS level, you can go to the USR SAP SID, host name and trace directory. Here you can see the all the log files here. How the name server, how the index server, web dispatcher, preprocessor, compile server, everything is running. Then in here. Right? So index server loads, unloads, what's happening, and all the information we can see it here. So this path is very important. People will ask you why, because so Studio is only just a monitoring tool, temporary only. So in case of system is down, we cannot check from the Studio level, right? Why? Because if the HANA system is down, we cannot access from Studio also, right? Then we need to check the OS level. So OS level, the paths are very important. One is the INF files path. Second one is the trace directory path here, right? This trace directory path is very, very important thing here. Okay, this is the one of the important factor, important thing here. Okay, so that is the most important factor which we have here. Okay, so this is about the file system structure here, right? So then in the tomorrow we'll discuss about the, so in the catalog table schemas analysis we discussed, right? Next one is the content provisioning, security tabs, security, HANA security, auditing, users creations and everything. So backups, restore, recovery, and replication, HA, DR. So there are very important and long running topics are there that will go through one by one, one by one. Okay.
Sure, we are unable to log into that system.
Which system?
Adding system we are doing right. Yesterday I shared screenshot.
Hmm.
So
You can
please,
add it, right? Now I just in the added in the system only, I just explained the class, right? You are unable to add means something you are doing wrong. You need to keep the systems here. You need to keep the SID here. Okay, instance number 00, then system DB, then what is the user, system user, then password, right? So then you can add it, right? You can add it some same way how I added, you have to add like this. Right in front of you only, again I am removing my connections, everything here I'm adding here. Now also please,
database connection is not available. Like that it is showing.
what does it mean? Database connection is not available means what does it mean? Database is not running. Then what you have to check? You have to go to the operating system level and you need to execute the HDB space info, check whether the DB is available or not. The DB is running fine, then you can able to add the system here. Right? I explained how to check the database also. Then again you are asking the same question. Why? Because tomorrow when you are in the projects, no one will come and add you, and no one will go and will tell you whether database is up and running. You have to do it by your own as we are the administrators, right? You should check all these logics and everything. If you execute the HDB space info, it will tell you whether the DB is up and running or means whether all the process are running means database is running. Then how I added now? Same details I have added, right? System is running here, I added. System is down, you cannot add it. Then you need to start it. HDB start, HDB stop commands are there, right? You have to use and you have to start it. In case of if you give wrong parameters also in the studio, suppose in the different instance number, different SID, it won't work. Please use HDB 00 system and their passwords only you have to use it. Okay?
Okay.
Then it will connect.